You know, movies can teach us a lot about life. What I learned from this movie is when the cops are bogged down and they can't do their job because of the red tape, just get a 911 dispatcher with a lot of time on our hands, a lot of weight on our shoulders, and a movie with a shitty third act, she might be able to crack the case. The Call. Spoiler alert, I hate the end of this movie. So in The Call, Halle Berry plays a 911 dispatcher, and at the very beginning of the movie, more or less, she was responsible for a girl's death. So now Halle Berry's racked with guilt while this dead girl's hanging out with Halle Berry's A-list status. But now someone kidnapped Abigail Breslin, and now Abigail Breslin dials 911. And Halle Berry has to take that call, so now she feels like if she saves this girl's life, she will find redemption. Probably won't get her A-list status back, but she'll find redemption. So the movie more or less revolves around Abigail Breslin in the trunk of this car talking with Halle Berry, and Halle Berry's trying to talk her through ways to get the signal out, you know, punch out the taillights, wave her arms. It's more or less the cops are trying to find where this girl is. They can't trace the cell phone, so it's her and Halle Berry talking on the phone. Like BFFs should. And if this movie sounds like the 99-cent grade B version of a really good kidnapping movie, well, that's because it more or less is. It's one of those movies I'm watching and I'm like, all right, yeah, it's a kidnapping movie. And as interesting as it is to see Halle Berry talking with this girl talking with Halle Berry, and the two are going back and forth, fact is, nothing stands out in this movie. I mean, Halle Berry's in the movie, which would have been really cool like 10 years ago. It's not like it's like, oh, it's a Halle Berry movie. I have to see this movie now because Halle Berry's in it. She did fine in the movie, but anyone could have played her. Astrid from Fringe could have played this role, and let's face it, that's who was supposed to do it. It's just observation, you know it's true. I mean, the guy who kidnapped her is this total crazy Norman Bates type guy, and he's supposed to be, and you have a crazy guy being crazy. It's because he's crazy. Who this guy is, I have no idea. He looks like the love child of Peter Berg and Eddie Burns. Actually, yeah. So among the police chase and a girl being in the trunk of a car, which is pretty much most of this movie, in the end, the cops are looking for her, and Halle Berry's like, I'm gonna take matters into my own hands. Which I was like, why don't you just call 911? You have a hunch. You're pretty by the book. So call 911 if you really want success. But no, Halle Berry has to take matters into her own hands, and then we have the last act of this movie, which is pretty much the Halle Berry show, and her being one chick army of not cop. And then it's all cliched bullshit, and then the movie ends. What I hate about the ending, and I'm not going to spoil it right here, I will tell you more about the ending later in this review, and I'll have the whole spoiler alert thing right there so you guys know it's a spoiler. But I hate it because it's like one of those, we're gonna turn the tables. But it just wouldn't work. Logically, it would not work. Not only is it out of character for Halle Berry to do this because she is, like I said, a by-the-book kind of person, but it just legally wouldn't work. In the end, it was an interesting premise on paper. It's not uninteresting as you're watching it, but when the movie's almost done, you're like, it is forgettable. It's entertaining while I'm watching it, but it's forgettable. Then the last act of the movie happens, you're like, I'm never going to suggest this movie to anyone. I will say the movie's not great, and you're not going to remember it in T-minus 2 minutes. Yep, already forgot. Sorry, no amount of alcohol or being drunk is going to make you go, oh, that movie's still fun. All right, spoiler alert. What I hated about the ending is the fact that Halle Berry goes to this place and she suspects the guy is holding Abigail Breslin. Then she finds this little trap door, goes down there, and it's this whole, they try to be like Silence of the Lambs, but it made sense for Silence of the Lambs because Clarice was an FBI agent, and this chick is a 911 dispatcher. But she knocks the dude out, gets Abigail Breslin, and she's like, wait. Don't call the cops. And they tie the guy up in a chair. He wakes up and he's like, all right, when are the cops coming? They're like, the cops? Oh no. And it's one of these girl power moments where it's like, nah, we took matters into our own hands, and now you're gonna rot down here and die. And the story they come up with is, well, Abigail got found in the woods somewhere by the 911 dispatcher because the teenage girl escaped the place, and then, you know, that's that. And the implication is the guy is going to remain chained in this underground basement place that's pretty hidden, and he's gonna starve to death and die. Couple problems. First of all, that is implying that teenage girls are good liars. Women are not good liars, let alone teenage girls. She's gonna be like, oh, I escaped. The cops are gonna be like, from where? She's gonna be like, I don't remember. And they're gonna be like, yeah, bullshit. Where'd you escape from? And why were you, 911 dispatcher, the one who found her? Why did you not call 911? Why did you not call the cops when you suspected you knew where she was? So after they get caught in their web of lies, Halle Berry's probably gonna get in trouble. You can pass it off as it's probably gonna be a slap on the wrist. But when the girl's like, oh, she found me in these woods over here. And they're like, all right, we need to search a radius of 2 miles. Let's find where she was. And they do find the little basement, and they go down there, and the guy's chained up in a chair. They're gonna be like, hey, 911 dispatcher, did you chain him up and leave him to die? Yeah, you're going to jail now. I mean, I'm down for the whole revenge thing. If you want to kill the guy, cool. But just make sure you can get away with it. You're not going to get away with it. And don't bring the teenage girl in on your dark revenge scheme. And that is implying the guy actually stays chained up in the chair. If the guy gets out of those chains, I'm pretty sure he knows how to get out of his own little trapdoor basement. So he's going to get away. You just let the killer get away because you wanted to be cool, and well, now he got away. I'm telling you, it didn't make sense. Dexter Morgan to be like, That's as sloppy as it gets. Tonight's the night. It's gonna happen again. Dexter music always helps when I talk about shit endings. So yeah, the movie's not great, and then the ending is just terrible. So your favorite kidnapping movie of all time, don't count out Fire in the Sky, because it technically is one. What's your favorite? Whatever it is, comment below, let me know. Favorite kidnapping movie might be sounds a little weird to say, but I guess it's a genre. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.